Hi, besties. Welcome in. My name is Sabrina, for those of you who don't know me yet. And today we're going to do something called Camp NetGalley. So, just really quickly, for those of you who don't know what NetGalley is, it is a website where you can go and sign up and you can get advanced access to books that have not been published yet. That's the advanced reader copy that you may hear me talk about from time to time. And you don't need to be like a mega influencer to get access to these books. I mean, I signed up for it when I had like 22 YouTube followers, and I've been able to access books through NetGalley. And all they ask is that you review the books and give an honest review of them. So it's really cool. If you want to sign up for it, you totally can for NetGalley. And then right now it's Camp NetGalley time. So it's summertime. Of course, we got to go to camp. I'm so used to being at work and being on a Zoom call. You should be able to see my screen share. So here we have Camp NetGalley, and it runs from July 7th through August 1st. And what we have to do is we have to pick one of the books from the NetGalley, the Camp NetGalley carousel, and then we're going to read it and we're going to review it, and we need to submit it by August 1. Now, our grand prize is a Camp NetGalley badge on our NetGalley profile, which I think if we go to my current profile, like you can see I have one badge. So I need to get more badges. So we're going to get the Camp NetGalley badge right now. So let's see here. Let's go to the carousel and just look at the book options that we have. And you know your girl judges a book by its cover. So already I'm seeing, okay, this one looks good. We're just going to open it in a new tab so we can like look at it and see what the description is. It's romance, sci-fi, fantasy. That sounds like it's right up my alley. Which other ones look cute? Rumored. Okay, that looks kind of cool. I mean, maybe. Steady now. Romance. Okay. Breathe in. Okay, listen. Breathe in, bleed out. I'm not exactly a horror person. However, for Herked, one of my challenges involves a book with the word bleed in the title. So that might actually help me kill two birds with one stone. Maybe. Canticle. Historical fiction. Love me a historical fiction. Yes. Okay, so we have some good options here. Let's just look and see what they are about. We'll work backwards. So Canticle. This is a historical fiction. We have a 16-year-old. It's set in the 13th century. Explorations of faith, agency, and love among a community of fiercely independent women. I like that. Ooh, okay. Here's the rub. So this one is available in Send to Kindle, which is how I am going to be reading this. But it's available in PDF. And a lot of times when you get a Send to Kindle PDF, the formatting is super wonky and it's impossible to read. I'm not saying no to this, but I'm just saying like, maybe I'll hold off on that. If you're a Send to Kindle person, there are other options. You can read it in the NetGalley reader, which is like their own like app that you can read it in. And that's fine, but I want to read it on my Kindle. Okay, so we'll hold off on that. Maybe, maybe not. Breathe in, bleed out. A Midsummer Night's Scream in this blood-soaked thriller set at a remote healing retreat from horror author Brian McCauley. Okay, I think healing retreats are funny to read about in books. I'm not making fun of anyone who does it in real life, but I just think in books, when they're written about, they tend to be like super campy and like overdone. And I don't know, for me, they're just like kind of funny. So let's see. She's been running from her demons, yada, yada, yada. No one knows what happened the day Ben died, and Hannah would like to keep it that way. So despite her skepticism of Guru Pax and his belief in the supernatural world, she finds herself healing through yoga, sound baths, and hot springs. Oh, and then there's murder going on. Okay, I'm actually kind of interested in this. Even though I don't like horror, blood, gory things, I'm a little bit interested in this. So maybe we'll keep that on the good maybe list. Wait, is it available? Okay, Send to Kindle. So here's what it is. It's the EPUB version that I am looking for. So, okay, yes, I'm going to keep that at the top of the list for now. What is Steady now? This one is a romance Welcome to Vogel Springs. Stay a while if you can. Sounds romantic. From the sound of bacon frying and sliding meringue to coveted tractor emoji invitations, this sexy, sizzling small town romance will make you glad you did. Okay. We have Rin and Hud. Oh, her car broke down. Oh no, she needs a mechanic to help her. Okay, Hud's only reservation is that she's going to leave in a matter of days. Hud, get in there. Okay, we have an EPUB version. It's at the top. Okay, I'm so into that. Okay, but let's keep looking. Rumored, she's a pop star, she's an icon, but is she a murderer? Oh, send a Kindle PDF. Okay, I'm not really vibing with this one, and it's a PDF, so let's just knock that one off the list. Okay, and then lastly, the Book of Lost Hours. For fans of the Ministry of Time, the Midnight Library. I love both of those books. A sweeping, unforgettable novel following two remarkable women moving between post-war and Cold War era America and the mysterious time space. A library filled with books containing the memories of those who bore witness to history. This is exactly the kind of book that I want to read. Hold on, before I get too excited. Okay, it is available in EPUB. Okay, so wait. Enter the time space, a soaring library filled with books containing the memories of those past and accessed only by specially made watches once passed from father to son, but mostly now in government hands. This is where 11-year-old Lisbeth Levy finds herself trapped in 1938, waiting for her watchmaker father to return for her. When he doesn't, she grows up among the books and specters. I'm not even going to read the rest of this. This sounds so good. Okay, so this is the EPUB. We're just going to rule it out. It's a PDF. We're just going to rule it out. I don't want to deal with that. This would help me with the book that has the word bleed in the title, but I think I can do better. I think that I can find something that's more to my taste with the word bleed in it. So we're not going to do that one. So it's between Steady Now, a little romance, small town romance, or this one. What do I want to do? What should I do, friends? It has a 4-star rating. What is this one rated? This is also 4 stars. I want to see how many pages this is. So this is 437 pages. It's got a 4.13 on Goodreads so far with 35 reviews. It's also going to be on Kindle Unlimited. But let's check this one. This one, it's also, you can see down here that I'm listening to The Unbound by Victoria Schwab, and it's giving similar vibes. It's giving similar vibes to that, so that's also kind of making me a little bit intrigued. Okay, it's 400 pages, 4.23. Oh, look at that Kindle cover. Beautiful. You know what? Let's do the Book of Lost Hours. Yeah? Okay, we're going to do this one. I'm going to hit read now, so I'm going to add this to my shelf. What appeals to you most? Well, the book title and the description. The cover's okay. It's not amazing, but the cover's okay. So we're going to add this to my shelf, and then I'm going to download it to my Kindle, and we're going to get reading. All right, send to Kindle. Happy reading. Okay, I am 35% of the way through this book. It's taken me a couple of days to get here, but I'm here. I had some other books I had to read. I'm 35% of the way through the Book of Lost Hours, and I don't remember on my last clip if I actually said what this book was about or not, but basically our female main character can slip through time into this place called the time space continuum. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. She can slip into this place that's basically where your memories go to after you die, and she can walk through time. And then she meets a guy who works for a government agency that's dedicated to this stuff. It's kind of the story of them and her and everything, and people. I think how it starts is the Nazis are going into this space, and they are with their special little watches, and they are erasing parts of history. So that's how it starts, and it's kind of this back and forth about should we be able to erase history, or is it like, are we to prevent things like Hitler happening, or are we not allowed to play God? Like, do we have to just let it play out the way that it does? Because I think like we can all pretty much agree like Hitler was bad, right? I don't personally know anyone who disagrees with that. Certainly there are people who do disagree with that. That's crazy. But anyway, what happens if we remove Hitler from history? Like, would there have been somebody that was worse that came along and was allowed to exist because we didn't learn the lesson that we learned from Hitler? You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what the book is like, what the characters in the book are grappling with. And I'm having a good time reading this. This is a good book. And there's a little bit of like a mystery element to it. There's a little mystery going on under the surface. And I'm super like, okay, what's gonna happen next? And that's not me as a person. Like, I'm usually just like vibes, like whatever happens, happens. But I'm like, oh wait, maybe it's this. I'm like coming up with theories and all sorts of stuff. So needless to say, this is a good book. But I wanna get back into it because like, I wanna finish this book like now, right now. Because I wanna know how it ends up. I have a theory about something. I have a theory about what happened to our girl. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you're never even gonna know what I'm talking about. But I have a theory. So, not a spoiler, just I have a theory and I want to figure out if I'm right or not. So yeah, I'm gonna hit you guys back when I get a little bit further into the book and see what happens. Okay, coming to you from this super weird angle once again. I just got to like 75% mark. I'm hooked. What do the kids say nowadays? I'm sat for this book. I don't know if I'm using that right, but whatever. I am so, what's wrong with my hair? There's like a little curl that's just like, it won't stay into the bun. I am so into this, and like the twist was a little predictable, but it does not take away from the story. Like, it's still like, I'm still so engrossed in it. I mean, if you like time travel, time play, things like that, you will like this. I like it. It's weird because, you know, an author I've never heard of, it's an arc, and I'm like, what should my expectation be? So I let it be a little bit low just because I don't want to be like super disappointed and be like, oh, okay. I am so thrilled that I'm reading this book. And yeah, I'm reading it because Camp NetGalley is basically telling me to read it because I gotta have my badge. But I would have picked up this book. Like, it's not, how should I say this? It's not an arc that I would have picked up because it doesn't like stand out in the sea of arcs on NetGalley. But if I'd seen this book in a store, the title would have pulled me in and I would have picked it up to read the synopsis and I would have been in love with it and I would have been so happy that I did. So like, I would have bought the book eventually anyway. But it's just like, it wasn't on my radar and it didn't stand out in the NetGalley sea. So I'm really glad that it got chosen for the Camp NetGalley options. But yes, I'm so close to the end. I think my Kindle said I have 2.5 hours left to read. So I'm very close to the end and I'm like chomping at the bit to see how it's gonna end. But it's like nighttime. My husband's busy being dramatic right now, so I have to go pay attention to him for a little while. And I think that I'm gonna end up finishing it tomorrow. I will come back and give you guys a neat little wrap up of the whole thing. And then we'll go see, I don't know if I can get my NetGalley, my Camp NetGalley badge right now, like as soon as I submit the reviews, or if I have to wait until I post the review, which I usually don't do that until I'm ready to post the video, which will be like a week from now. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but we'll see. Let me go check on my husband. Okay, I have finished the Book of Lost Hours. I really enjoyed this book, but I thought what we could do is I could fill out my reading journal. I decided for her kid, the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, that I want to keep a physical reading journal. So before I go submit all of my NetGalley reviews and links and all that stuff, I want to kind of do this. We can fill this out while I talk about it. So I have, you know, cute little printout of the book cover, and let me show you what I did. I kind of like started a page for Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil to kind of see like how I wanted to lay this out. I don't totally love this layout that I did here, but I would like to just get started on this one. So let me bring you down so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll talk about the book while I do it. So first things first, which I apologize because you guys are going to see a little bit of a upside down angle of this for just a bit. I want to get this glued in, and I kind of like having it up here in the corner. Just kind of put that down somehow, some way. Try to make it mostly straight because otherwise I'm gonna panic afterwards and be like, it's not straight. Doesn't make sense. Okay, we got that in there. Now I just kind of want to like map out what I want to do. The first thing is I need to evaluate my new decision for like how I'm doing this is I'm gonna do plot, people, prose, because those are kind of like the major elements, right? So let's see, I'm gonna bring like a big marker with me, but let's try this one. Let's see my terrible handwriting. Okay, I mean, something like that, right? Here's a fun idea. Because I write like this in general, I can just put you guys over to the side here. Weird angles, but whatever. This is how I write, don't make fun of me. So for the plot, I thought the plot was really good. You know, I love a book that has any sort of like time travel element to it, and this book had that. So the things that I thought worked really well in the plot. So time travel-ish. It was time travel-ish. I wouldn't say it was like extreme time travel, but it was time travel-ish. Love story that gives all the feels. The plot moved along. I would say, you know, all of the kind of like government things that were going on. For me, the plot moved along just fine. So for plot, out of 5 stars, I'm giving the plot a solid like 4. People, the characters, I thought the characters were pretty well developed. Most of the characters felt very true to their established selves, and like I didn't come away from it feeling like, oh, why that character would never make that decision. Why would they put that in the book? So I felt like the people were done really well. I could have used a little bit more development on some of the minor characters, but it did not detract from the story. So, you know, for people, I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to give that like a 3.5. For prose, I thought her writing was really well done. It was not overly flowery, not distracting from the story, and there were some really beautiful quotes in the book, and I felt like she did a good job of pulling at your heartstrings with her language without needing to be overly consuming, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I think it makes sense. For the prose, the writing itself, we're gonna go with, I'm gonna say there's like a 3.75 stars. So ignore my sloppy handwriting, doing the best that I can over here. I am going to give the whole book, well, definitely 1 star, right? And we can definitely give it 2 stars. I'm for sure giving it 3 stars. Now, here's where we have to make some decisions. I'm feeling 3.75 overall. That's what I'm feeling. Do you guys feel good about that? 3.75 stars. That's how I feel about that. Now, I also like to keep track of the medium I read it in, the dates that I read it, and then I love to have at least 1 line that's just the standout line for me. All right, so the Herkid prompts for this, we're going to do heritage because it features Jewish people, and the main character is Jewish. So we're gonna use the heritage prompt, even though it's not Jewish Heritage Month, but We can knock it out. It's okay. And then I'm also going to use it as a self-challenge prompt, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this one of the books that I do a full-fledged social media post on Instagram, because that is my self-challenge, is to advertise a book on Instagram every single month. So let's so for heritage, we're gonna say Jewish. And then for self, we're gonna say Instagram. Okay, so I feel good about those. And for the medium, I read this on Kindle. This was an e-arc. I read this from July 11th through July 20th. And then I'm gonna pick out my one line I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna leave that as a mystery. You'll see it if you go to my Instagram post, because the one line will be at the bottom of it. So, listen, it's not beautiful because my handwriting is terrible, but you know, that's my reading journal. So, you know, overall, I love this book. I'm so excited that I got a chance to read it, courtesy of the publishers and NetGalley, and that I was able to complete the Campnetgalley challenge for the summer, and that I should be getting a badge hopefully soon. I do need to go log in and submit everything, and actually post my Instagram review. But this book will be coming out for sale for the general public on August 26th. So if you like time travel, if you like a love story, if you like a little bit of government, government stuff, their secrecy, government agency, CIA type things, this is all rolled into one for you. And you should definitely pick up a copy and read it and let me know what you thought of it.